How do you know who to trust when you don't even know who you are yourself? That is the question our main protagonist in the anime series Amnesia is trying to solve. Amnesia is a 12-episode anime series that came to us in 2013 care of Brainspace, and it was unforgettable. The series starts out in a burning building with our protagonist running around rather frantically, as you would in a burning building. She's forgotten everything, including her name, and everyone else seems to have developed amnesia about her name as well, because no one refers to her by name at one point during the series. Now that might sound like an interesting decision to make, a character with no real name, but this is largely because Amnesia was adapted from a visual novel, and so she's never really had a name ever. The way that Amnesia works is that our lady protagonist is stuck in sort of a Groundhog Day loop. She wakes up, she spends some time with a guy, and then she dies. Yes, she dies. It's a weird thing that happens at the end of each arc, and it starts off the next arc where she wakes up and she spends some time with another guy, and then she dies again. It's odd. And each one of these male protagonists, who are our main male protagonists, pops up in the story each time, but they're not the main focus. Instead, another one takes the place of the other, and they become the main love interest for that small arc. And each male protagonist is given a card suit to represent them. We have a character who's represented by clubs, and there's one represented by diamonds, and one represented by spades, which was my favourite, by the way, and there's also one represented by hearts. The last male protagonist is represented by the Joker card, and his is arguably one of the more interesting stories. Our character isn't alone, however, through all of her trials. She's aided along by a mysterious fairy. Orion is a character who's full of bad ideas, and he follows through with every single one of them. And he starts telling the protagonist not to go to the hospital if you've forgotten all your memories, or to stay away from that guy, but let's trail him anyway. Aesthetically, the characters do all look very pretty, and I can't fault them really on the animation, but I can fault them on the scripting, and just the awkwardness of a lot of the moments in this series. Amnesia isn't great, and I know there are people out there that genuinely love this show, but me, I thought most of it was actually unintentionally funny. A couple of examples of the parts I laughed at. One of the characters drunk dialing our main protagonist was pretty funny. There's also probably one of the most awkward dates in this show that I've ever seen. There's a weird thing with a cage later on, look forward to that. That's probably one of the highlights of this show as well. And all these things together make this series so easy to poke fun at that I can't help recommending it solely on that. And so I feel like I can only really recommend this to people who want a laugh. Like those people who go and see bad movies just to laugh about all the silly things in it. Amnesia is one of those animes to me. It's really one of those series that if you want to make fun of it, you need to watch it with friends, and that's a mistake I made the second time. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it, it's just that I had no one really to joke with about it. Now if you do genuinely love reverse harems and you do like colour-coded main protagonists, then this series is probably also for you. But I really didn't make that same connection. But yeah, that just seems to be how I feel about Amnesia. It's a series about a girl who seems to go on some fantastic awkward dates and then die. And then start fresh, and it's all so lovely and wonderful. So yeah, as always, I thank you for watching. I realise it has been a while since I've done a video on this channel, and I do plan on doing many, many more. Expect one quite soon as well, another anime anecdote. And until next time, I hope all your animes are filled with memorable moments. And until then,